Today on a fairly heavily traveled forest road, and man, this white gravel is blinding. So I'm gonna be on here for a little bit. It's hot too, but I wish I had sunglasses. I need to find a road that's a little bit more shaded. And since I'm staying dedicated to the forest roads, I'm going to stay off of the hiking trails. There's a horse trail here, so I think I'm going to take this, because eventually I'll lead into some shade and reflection of that white forest road was just absolutely blinding. So, alright, now everything's good with the world. I got some shade coming up. I've got nice soft sand to walk on. It's not too sugary, and it's a horse trail, so even though I see a lot of tire tracks, it should be one of my favorite type of roads, the ones less traveled. But it's a beautiful day out here. It's quiet. Look at this beautiful sand pine. It's almost like a Christmas tree, isn't it? Pretty cool. Alrighty. Another day exploring another horse trail or forest road. And to be honest with you, I was kind of getting tired of the fire road, so I'm kind of glad. This is actually a shared fire road and horse trail, so it's nice and quiet. And like I said, it's got some shade, so I gotta learn to walk slower though. I've noticed in some of my videos I walk too fast and it gets a little bit too jumpy, I guess, with the video. It's a little bit rough, so I'm gonna try to walk slow with more of a southern stroll instead of a New York stroll, and just kind of walk easy, which is more my mindset anyway. But so I just got to keep that in mind as I walk. Sometimes I start thinking about stuff and I get excited and my pace goes up. But alright, let's see what cool stuff. Alright, always gravitate towards the beautiful flowers. The way these leaves are, it almost looks like it's in the pea family. I'm not sure what type of plant it is, but that's what it looks like. But all in all, it's beautiful, and that's always good medicine. So alrighty, I'm gonna stop rambling on, and I'll check back in a little bit. I almost decided not to do one of these walks today because I was looking at the weather report and I didn't want to get stuck in some rain. And I have a poncho, which keeps me dry, but man, it gets hot wearing that thing. So I think I'll survive this trip before the thunderstorms come. So that'll be nice. And then hopefully the storms will come later, or at least the rain will come later. I don't want storms, because we still need to make up for some of the drought we had for the early part of the year. But just gonna walk, soak in all the beauty, and remember to walk slower, and hopefully it'll be less of a jumping all over the place video where I move too much. So that's what I'm trying to work on in this video, is walking slower. But so far so good. It's quiet. Haven't seen any people. So that's the way, I hike it. So that's just the way it is. Alrighty, let's lift over a couple of logs and see if there's any snakies. No snakies there. No snakies there. I see the North American knuckleheads have been here though. They always leave their droppings, don't they? Nothing like some smiles when you see a flower, right? So I got that going for me. Alright, walk slow. Remember to walk slow. So that the video is not so jumbly and all over the place. That's my goal. Keep it slow. Alright, I'm going to give you guys a break. Walk along. Enjoy the woods. And when I see something interesting or something comes up in my head, I will add more video as we go along on this wonderful walk in the woods. It's always nice when you have a wind that comes through the pine forest and you can hear it go through the pines. It does have that whispering pines sound, which is kind of cool. It's kind of strange. There's a lot more fire roads in this area because it's more of a hunt camp area. There's another road 20 yards away. I like this one better because it's in the shade, but you can see a lot of signs of human activity here. I've seen a lot of droppings from the North American knuckleheads. I already filmed enough of that, so I'm not going to film it, otherwise I'd be stopping every 20 feet to show you some of the droppings, which makes me sad. I remember as a kid in the 70s, I'd watch all the Saturday morning cartoons, but the government would have like public service ads, and I always remember the one with the Native American who he's walking along the road and there's all the trash everywhere, or he's canoeing down a river and he sees all the trash and it brings a tear to his eye, and I could so relate to that. It makes me so angry, you know. People have no respect. They're just selfish. It's all about themselves. And that's one of the main problems what's wrong with the world today. And probably all through history, to be honest with you. You know, selfishness, pride, envy, you know, greed has just always been forces that people had to deal with. And it's just sad that people can't look at this like I look at it, like it's beautiful. And why would you throw trash or burn it down or do anything like that? It just boggles my mind. I just don't get that mindset. But that's just me. I guess I'm a wacko because I don't think there's any, I think there's stuff wrong with it. Ooh, something just moved over here. Probably a lizard. But anyway, it's funny how I'm always in Serenity and then I find like these little things to rant about, but I guess I'm trying to be a lonely voice in the wilderness to let people know, because I guess someone who is in Manhattan has no ideas. They always think that, oh, there's plenty of wilderness out there between Manhattan and LA. But no, a lot of it's being gobbled up for subdivisions and urban sprawl. And when you hear and you see it almost on like a weekly or monthly basis, it's really, really heartbreaking, to be honest with you. And I just wish people would start to stop and think about, you know, when this is all gone, all we're going to have is pavement. And if you're one of those people all worried about climate, and you have a bunch of pavement everywhere holding in the heat, that's only going to make things worse. So, you know, you should be fighting for protecting stuff like this beautiful land here and protect more of it, because that's the way it originally was supposed to be. Natural. Nothing wrong with natural. In my opinion, natural is good medicine. Alright. I'll stop rambling on and move on. And there they are, the most industrious animals on the planet. The mighty ants. They may not be strong singly, but as a large unit, they're very strong. I'm here in the late afternoon, but I bet you this hike here on this road would be beautiful in the morning. But there's a big old gully here. Which is kind of interesting. You know, the power of erosion, and water has to go somewhere. And if you keep following something like this, sometimes you'll find a water source. You know, if you're in need of water. But I just bring a bunch of Gatorade, so I got that going for me. But it's getting a lot more shady and breezy, so I'm enjoying it more. And I think I'll cover probably by this point, when it comes to the trails, official and non-official trails in the forest and the forest roads, I think I probably covered about 70%. So I only have about 30% more of the woods to explore. But I've done so much off-trail exploring too, because I'm just, if I see something that might be interesting, I'll just like bushwhack right through there. I'm like, oh, I think there's something interesting there. So I have a lot of off-trail craziness that I do too, but it's just always good to be out here. And I think more people that get out here, as long as it's not where I'm hiking, because I want to be by myself, they might appreciate the woods, and then they'll be more active about fighting for, you know, promoting more wilderness saved and things like that. And that's always a good thing too. Alrighty, enough of being preachy. I'm gonna turn off for a while, and I'll check back in again with you when I see something interesting. I've been on this road for a while. It's kind of getting late. It's my night to cook dinner. Usually most nights are my night to cook dinner. Like yesterday when I did a fire road and horse trail and fire road video, I didn't have to cook dinner, but then I had to be worried about being home for dinner because someone else is cooking it. But now tonight I cook, and I got to get back and start prepping for dinner. But I'm glad I had the opportunity to get out in the woods and mark off some more mileage in the woods and see beautiful things as always. So, goodbye, my friends. Until the next time, I'm on the trails.